Welcome to our channel, USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about the Washington quarter dollar, United States of America, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a handful of loose change, and discovering a single quarter that could change your life forever. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. One particular coin, the 2019 Washington quarter minted in Denver from a proof set, has stunned collectors with its shocking value. If you happen to come across this rare coin, you might be looking at a life-changing amount of money. Yes, we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars for a single quarter. But what makes this coin so special? Why is it worth so much? And most importantly, how can you find one? Stick with me because you do not want to miss out on this opportunity. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter has been a part of American coinage since 1932, but not all quarters are created equal. The 2019 Washington quarter from the proof set is something entirely different. Unlike regular quarters that are mass-produced for everyday transactions, proof set coins are struck with incredible precision, using specially polished dies that create a stunning, mirror-like surface. These coins are meant for collectors, not circulation, making them far rarer than standard quarters. But here's where it gets interesting. Some of these proof coins have mysteriously made their way into circulation, and those that remain in pristine condition are commanding jaw-dropping prices. Now you might be wondering, why is this specific coin from 2019 so valuable? The answer lies in its rarity, condition, and collector demand. Proof coins are already limited in number, but when one from the Denver Mint appears in perfect condition, graded at the highest levels, it becomes an absolute treasure. Serious collectors and investors are constantly hunting for coins like these, and when one appears in an auction, the bidding war can send prices skyrocketing. The 2019 proof quarter in the finest condition is an absolute prize, and if you find one, you might be sitting on a small fortune. So, how do you know if you have the right coin? The first thing to check is the mint mark. On the front of the coin, right next to George Washington's portrait, you'll see a tiny letter, D, indicating it was minted in Denver. But don't stop there. Look closely at the surface. Proof coins have an unmistakable shine, almost like a mirror, reflecting light with stunning clarity. They also have sharper details than regular quarters, thanks to the high-quality striking process. If your coin has no scratches, marks, or signs of wear, it could be a high-grade example, and that's where the real money is. The next step is professional grading. If you believe your quarter is in flawless condition, send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies will examine your coin under high magnification, assessing its quality and assigning it a grade. The higher the grade, the higher the value. And trust me, when a coin like this is certified as a perfect or near-perfect specimen, collectors will pay huge sums to own it. Now let's talk numbers. How much is this coin actually worth? Brace yourself, because the most pristine examples of the 2019 Washington quarter from the proof set have sold for between $32,000 and $40,000. That's right, a single quarter could be worth that much money. Imagine finding one, sending it off for grading, and then auctioning it off for a sum that could buy you a brand new car, pay off debt, or even fund a dream vacation. This is why coin collecting is so exciting. Hidden treasures are out there, waiting to be discovered by those who know what to look for. So before you spend another quarter, take a second to check, because that small piece of change in your pocket could be worth a fortune. Keep searching, and who knows? You might just be the next person to cash in on this incredible discovery. Top 2. Have you ever looked at the change in your pocket and wondered if any of those coins could be worth a fortune? What if I told you that a single 1989 Washington quarter from a proof set could be worth more money than you ever imagined? Yes, we're talking about a rare coin that could turn your ordinary pocket change into an extraordinary jackpot. Imagine finding a quarter so rare and valuable that collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for it. It may sound unbelievable, but these coins are out there, and one might just be waiting for you to discover it. Now, let's get into the details. The 1989 D Washington quarter might look like any other quarter at first glance, but if you find the right one, the proof version in pristine condition, you could be holding a coin worth an absolute fortune. But why is this specific quarter so valuable? What makes it different from the regular quarters you see every day? And most importantly, how can you tell if you have one? To understand the value of this coin, we need to take a step back and look at what makes proof coins special. Unlike regular coins meant for everyday transactions, proof coins are specially struck using highly polished dies and carefully prepared planchets. This gives them an incredible shine, deep mirror-like surfaces, and razor-sharp details. Proof coins were originally created for collectors, not for circulation, and they are produced in much smaller numbers than regular coins. That's where the rarity factor comes in. The 1989 D Washington quarter is especially interesting because proof quarters are typically struck at the San Francisco Mint and bear S Mint mark. However, there are rare cases where a Denver Mint proof quarter was struck, and these coins are exceptionally valuable. Most people don't even realize that a proof coin from the Denver Mint exists, making it one of the rarest and most sought-after Washington quarters in modern coin collecting history. So, how do you know if you have a valuable 1989 D proof quarter? First, check for the D Mint mark, located just below Washington's ponytail on the obverse of the coin. Next, examine the coin's surface. Proof coins have a stunning, reflective finish that sets them apart from regular business strike quarters. If your quarter looks shinier, has deep cameo contrast, and appears to be in perfect condition, you might have something extremely special in your hands. Now comes the most exciting part. How much is this coin actually worth? This is where things get truly mind-blowing. While a regular 1989 D quarter might only be worth its face value of 25 cents, the rare proof version, in top condition, has been known to sell for staggering amounts at auctions. We're talking about serious money here. The right coin in pristine, uncirculated condition could fetch $37,000, $50,000, or even as much as $75,000. Just imagine, one single quarter worth that much money. Think about it, a coin you might have in your possession, tucked away in an old collection, could be the key to a massive payday. This is why coin collectors and treasure hunters are always on the lookout for rare finds like this. And the best part? There's always a chance that one of these valuable quarters is still out there, waiting to be discovered. So, what should you do next? If you come across a 1989 D Washington quarter, don't spend it. Take a close look at it, compare it with a proof coin, and if it has the right characteristics, consider getting it professionally graded. Coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify its authenticity and assign it a grade, which will help determine its true value. And if you do happen to own one of these ultra-rare quarters in top condition, congratulations! You might just have struck gold. Well, not literally, but you get the idea. This is why coin collecting is so exciting. You never know what kind of hidden treasure might be sitting right under your nose. So start checking your coins, because the next big find could be waiting for you. Top 3. Imagine digging through an old coin collection, flipping through a proof set, or even coming across a quarter that looks just a little shinier, a little crisper than the rest. You might think it's just another Washington quarter, just 25 cents, right? But what if I told you that a single 1984 D Washington quarter from a proof set could be worth an absolutely jaw-dropping amount? I'm talking about the kind of money that could change your life, turning just one lucky find into a payout worth more than most people's yearly salaries. That's right, certain rare 1984 D quarters have sold for an astonishing $34,000, and in the right condition, even an unbelievable $81,000. This is why coin collectors and treasure hunters are always on the lookout. The 1984 D Washington quarter is one of those rare coins that, under the perfect circumstances, can command massive auction prices. But what makes this coin so special? Why is it worth far more than its face value? And most importantly, how can you tell if you have one of these incredible hidden treasures? Let's break it down. First, you need to understand what makes proof coins different. Proof coins are struck using specially prepared dies and polished planchets, which give them that unmistakable mirror-like surface and sharp, detailed designs. Unlike regular quarters meant for everyday transactions, proof coins are struck with precision and care, making them stand out instantly. These coins are usually kept in sets and sold to collectors, but in some rare cases, they end up in the hands of someone who has no idea of their potential worth. Now, the key detail here is the D mint mark. While Denver minted quarters from 1984 are typically common in circulation, a proof quarter with a D mint mark is a completely different story. Proof quarters are generally struck at the San Francisco Mint and bear an S mint mark. So, if you ever find a 1984 quarter in a proof set with a D mint mark instead, you could be holding something extraordinarily rare. Another factor that skyrockets the value of this coin is condition. The highest auction prices are reserved for coins in near-perfect, flawless condition, those that have been graded at the highest levels by professional grading services. If a 1984 D Washington quarter from a proof set has been preserved in pristine condition, untouched by time, then collectors will pay enormous sums to add it to their collections. And when I say enormous, I mean life-changing money. Just imagine holding a quarter that has sold for $34,000. That alone is mind-blowing. But what if I told you that some examples in absolutely perfect condition have reached auction prices of an astounding $81,000? Yes, a single quarter, a coin that most people wouldn't even look twice at, could be worth an entire fortune. So, how do you know if you have one of these incredibly valuable 1984 D Washington quarters? First, check proof sets, especially those that may have been sitting in a collection for years, untouched. Look closely at the mint mark. If you see a D instead of the expected S, you might have found something truly special. Second, pay attention to the coin's condition. Any scratches, wear, or damage can affect its value. A perfectly preserved coin is what commands those record-breaking prices. This is why coin collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a real treasure hunt. Rare coins like the 1984 D Washington quarter are out there, waiting to be discovered. Whether hidden in an old proof set, passed down through generations, or even sitting unnoticed in a forgotten collection, these coins are worth searching for. So, the next time you come across a 1984 quarter, take a closer look. Because if it's the right one, you could be looking at a fortune. A single quarter worth $34,000, or even a staggering $81,000. That's the kind of find that turns an ordinary day into the discovery of a lifetime. Keep your eyes open, you never know when you might strike it rich. Top 4. Imagine holding a simple Washington quarter in your hands, a coin that most people overlook, spending without a second thought. But what if I told you that a rare version of the 1966 Washington quarter, struck with a mysterious D mint mark and pulled from an actual proof set, has sold for an absolutely jaw-dropping amount of money? We're talking about a single quarter that has commanded prices between $39,000 and $85,000. That's right. This is no ordinary coin, and if you happen to find one, you could be sitting on a life-changing fortune. Now let's dive deep into the fascinating world of this rare and valuable coin. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, featuring the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse and the majestic eagle on the reverse. But the 1966 version is a special case, a coin that has baffled collectors and experts alike due to its unusual characteristics and extreme rarity. First, let's talk about why this particular quarter stands out. The year 1966 was part of a transitional period for U.S. coinage. The country had recently moved away from using silver in dimes and quarters, shifting instead to a copper-nickel-clad composition. This was done to prevent hoarding, as rising silver prices had caused older coins to disappear from circulation. However, even though regular 1966 quarters were struck in massive numbers, proof coins, especially those with a D mint mark, are an entirely different story. Here's where things get really interesting. Officially, the Denver Mint did not produce any Washington quarters in 1966 for circulation. The quarters struck that year were primarily produced at the Philadelphia Mint and the San Francisco SA office. That means a 1966 Washington quarter with a D mint mark should not even exist. But somehow, against all odds, a small number of these coins have surfaced, leading to an incredible mystery in the numismatic world. So, what exactly is a proof coin, and why does it matter? Proof coins are specially made for collectors, struck using highly polished dies and planchets to create a mirror-like finish with sharp, intricate details. These coins are never meant for circulation, making them highly desirable when they appear in pristine condition. Now, combine that rarity with an unexpected D mint mark, and you have a numismatic anomaly that sends collectors into a frenzy. But how did these proof quarters with a D mint mark come to exist? One theory suggests that a small batch of experimental coins was struck at the Denver Mint and somehow escaped into the hands of collectors. Another possibility is that a limited number of proof coins were mistakenly stamped with a D mint mark and later distributed in proof sets. Either way, the result is the same, a coin so rare that when one appears at auction, the bidding war that follows is nothing short of intense. Condition plays a massive role in determining the value of this rare quarter. Coins that have been preserved in mint state or proof condition with minimal wear can command staggering prices. Collectors and investors seek out flawless examples with deep mirror-like surfaces, sharp details, and no signs of damage or cleaning. If you happen to own a 1966 quarter with a strong strike, a brilliant proof finish, and that all-important D mint mark, you could be in possession of one of the rarest quarters in American history. Let's talk about the real excitement, the price. This isn't just a valuable coin, it's a record-breaking one. The rare 1966 Washington quarter proof with a D mint mark has been known to sell at auctions for astronomical amounts, reaching prices between $39,000 and $85,000. That's not just pocket change, that's life-changing money for a single quarter. Imagine stumbling upon one of these hidden treasures in an old proof set or coin collection. It's stories like these that make coin collecting so thrilling. There's always the possibility that an ultra-rare coin is sitting unnoticed in someone's collection, waiting to be discovered. So, if you have any 1966 quarters, especially those from proof sets, take a closer look. Check for that rare D mint mark and examine the coin's surface for proof-like qualities. This incredible coin proves that valuable treasures can be hiding in the most unexpected places. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, this is a reminder that numismatic gems are still out there waiting to be found. So start searching, because you never know when you might come across a quarter worth more than a brand new luxury car or even a down payment on a house.